Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Data Dispatch. I hope you guys are having a great day. We have some very exciting things to talk about for PLTR, starting with Alex Karp that has really released a bullish statement on what his future intentions and goals are regarding competitors within the AI industry, especially as they are a leading competitor right now in this new demanding market. In addition, I want to talk about what we have for PLTR is another announcement as they have become an awardable vendor with the Department of Defense. We're going to be getting into the details regarding what this means and what the future means regarding this governmental contractual basically agreement. And we're going to be talking about, of course, the overview in the market today. So if you are a new or returning viewer, hit that like button, subscribe for daily videos. We're getting really close to 14,000. So let's try to get Data Dispatch up to 14,000. Thank you guys so much for your support. Of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Take everything I say with a grain of salt. I'm collecting all the data and dispatching it to you. Now, pop it up on the screen here before we get too far into what's happening with the trading session today. What we actually saw was a little bit of a pullback, most likely due to NVIDIA, and what we're seeing is a little bit of a cool off in NVIDIA on how that's having an impact on the general market and the big indexes. What I want to talk about here is Alex Karp comes out here and basically says what his view is to build products that are so good that the competition stops competing. And this is a really bullish state from Alex Karp because right now every company is trying to get AI involved within their business because the return on investments for getting into AI products has been shown to be pretty beneficial for these companies due to the amount of efficiency, productivity, and the decrease in cost from other areas that has brought a lot of revenue to these companies. But Alex Karp wants to stay ahead of the game, basically saying still wants to make it so good that the competition stops competing. I really do like that. And what we do have here to talk about is that today Palantir Technologies announced that it has been designated as an awardable vendor for the Department of Defense's Trade Wind Solutions Marketplace. Now, this applies to two of Palantir's products, including its AI mission command capabilities and predictive maintenance and precision sustainment suite. Now, these offerings offer critical support for missions across the Department of Defense and basically working on fast track of the procurement of emerging technologies. So working here, continuing with their governmental contracts is really important as this has really been the bread and butter for PLTR before they really got involved with getting into the private sector, really expanding on the commercial revenue. It's great to see that they are still working on building upon one of the foundational, I want to say, catalysts for the success of their business. Now, let's get in before we get too far about the details about what we actually had happening with PLTR in terms of trading today. That is down about another 2.6%. You can see here sitting right at this neckline that we talked about, finding some support right here. It'll be important if PLTR can hold this levels of support. The reason being is because if we continue to see a pullback, and we're going to talk about the reasons why I think we're seeing this pullback, is we could see the testing of this $20 level of support. This was a previous really strong resistance level that is usually tested a level of support when it comes over that level and then comes back down, testing that zone again. Unfortunately, beneath that is this large gap that was created after Q4 earnings were released, and you had PLTR launching from the 16s, 17s all the way up to the 20s. So we could see a lot of volatility, especially with earnings that's going to be coming out here in the next few weeks. Now, one of the big global market and national market impacts that we are seeing are the shares of NVIDIA are continuing to slide. You can see slightly here, down about another $30 for per share price, and right now closing at $8.40. What this is kind of doing is dragging some of the big indexes down. You can see S&P 500, NASDAQ, and Dow Jones all down here, and NASDAQ down 1.5%. And what we're seeing right here is the actual NVIDIA having such a large influence on some of these big index right here that is even a sell-off or a pullback from them is pulling this down. Now, this is adding to more of a difficult second quarter that we have seen on Wall Street, and so far all the major indexes are lower in April. Now, this is not a big alarming kind of push your sell buttons as quickly as you can to me, due to the fact that look at the run up that we have seen in the previous few months regarding all the stocks, AI stocks, and the amount of buying pressure and momentum that we have had within them. I mean, just look at NVIDIA over the past few months here is astronomical, the amount of valuation that has really been put into this company. What I do want to pinpoint though is what we do need to focus on is the probability of those interest rate cuts. Right now, it's not looking the best. Remember, back in November, we priced in about 6 to 7 interest rate cuts as the market. That's what it priced in. And that's what really began this whole stock market rally that we've been continuing to see throughout the beginning in the first quarter here of 2024. Now that we enter the second quarter, we could possibly be seeing a little bit of a pullback just due to the fact that inflation really is not cooling down. We're seeing tensions in the Mideast, and also we're seeing oil prices that are continuing to increase, as well as treasury yields that are at 10-year, basically all-time highs at some of these record highs. The Fed has came out and has said that we will not cut interest rates until we're seeing big drastic changes in inflation. That's the first thing that does need to be tackled. All of these stocks, and Palantir included, do have a big reliability on what the current interest rates are because this affects the whole general market. So this is only going to come with time. A lot of things that are out of our control, and we're just going to have to see what happens. And this is why volatility can be coming and be heightened for PLTR in the near future due to the fact that we also have earnings that's going to be coming May 6th post-market. There's going to be there has been 7 earnings per share revisions in the last 90 days that have been in the bullish direction, as you can see right here, right now coming in at 8 cents. Right now, I'm still bullish on PLTR earnings, thinking that we will possibly get another record type of earning type of atmosphere in another quarter of GAAP profitability, which still brings the question, will we see the S&P 500 inclusion in the year of 2024? We have the S&P 500, that board, they meet once a quarter to discuss which stocks are going to come in, and if stocks come in, we have to pick which stocks are going to come out. So that is also out of our control and only a matter of time. But what we've seen historically with stocks that do enter the S&P 500 is typically about a 5 to 6% increase in valuation and market cap, just due to the fact of all the other basically index funds that are just giving general buying pressure and to these stocks. If PLTR is included with the S&P 500, think of all the different indexes that track that index. Now, talking about this, where we're sitting with PLTR, remember, Seeking Alpha, I'm an affiliate. If you want to support, go check out all of their content that you can get, all their data that I use for my content creation. You can get 20% off using my affiliate link down below. But ending the video here, what I do want to talk about is PLTR. We could still continue to see a little bit of a pullback in testing some critical levels of support. Earnings is going to be exciting, especially on how it's going to be traded. If we continue to see any type of bearish news from the media regarding inflation, regarding the interest rates, I think we could possibly be testing that $20 level of support for PLTR in the near future, because it seems like things are kind of cooling off right now. However, we could have a reversal at any time back into the green. That is one thing to always be considerate of, and this would just allow for more opportunity of dollar cost averaging, or people trying to enter into positions that are trying to get in at cheaper prices, trying to get in at more of a value-oriented position. So that's all about having you guys. Take care, peace out, and have a great day out there.